Part of our summer culture is that we believe that we hear from God.
There's a step in which I learn that God talks to me. There's a whole nother step that says that God talks to you, and that I have the ability to accept that. And then, of course, John has the ability to speak it and share it.
Welcome to Tempus, Divum again. This week, we're going to explore the topic of Pentecost. And not just Pentecost, but actually the role of the Holy Spirit in a Christian's life. I heard this sermon about a year ago. It's from Eric Johnson. He did a Pentecost sermon and loaded it up on the Bethel Church podcast. It really, for me, it really impacted my life and kind of reminded me again of how much the Holy Spirit helps me or guides me, leads me, convicts me of sin, and helps me to that next place. We named this episode Just Getting Started. I love that because, as Eric Johnson unpacks in the podcast, he talks about how no matter if you're a Christian, you've been a Christian your whole life, or you just came to know Christ yesterday, the Holy Spirit's not going to let us stay where we are if we allow Him to work in our lives, because He's constantly changing us. So you have an encounter with the Holy Spirit, you're going to change, and tomorrow's going to be way different. And that opportunity to be more creative, to be more loving, to be able to connect with others, be able to connect with God in a deeper way is there. And so that opportunity is available to all of us. 2,000 years ago, Pentecost is traditionally observed 50 days after Easter. So in the Catholic Church or the traditional church, in the liturgical calendar, Easter starts, obviously, in Holy Week, but it goes all the way through Ascension and Pentecost. Ascension is when Jesus went back into heaven, went back to the Father, and that happened about 40 days after Easter. And then Pentecost happened 10 days after Ascension. And so as right before Jesus ascended into heaven, He told His disciples, go to Jerusalem and wait. And so they did that. And they waited for 10 days, and then the Holy Spirit fell upon them. And so Eric doesn't, like I said, he doesn't just talk about Pentecost. He talks about actually the role of the Holy Spirit in our life. I hope you enjoy the podcast, and I will catch you on the other side.